team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see the number 8 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on last year's national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Wolverines will put total leather to crank us up. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line.
.221 wing. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll run it to the right. Can't get him to the ground. They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. It can get pretty wild in the Big 12. Some of these outposts are like snake pits when you have to go on the road. Got to get off to a quick start in conference play.
It is always wacky, Reese. Like, there's always something that happens in the Big 12, and somebody comes out of nowhere in the Big 12 every single year. So start.
Oh, he's got some space. Continues to fight for yards. Inside the touchdown, Dogs. He shed tackles right and left and housed it.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They wasted no time on that drive, got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line.
First and 10.
This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Quickly to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Let's take a minute to talk about Michigan. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
Makes the grab. It's Roberts. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Toss to the outside. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Ball carried.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Squirrel, squirrel. Tuna.
Second down, he'll throw it. Snagged in the middle. It's Ingram. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule, and what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
On the double.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early.
Easy. Terrier. Timber. Timber. Acorn. Acorn.
In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Caught near the sticks. It's Smith. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Easy. Ready, go.
Caught in the backfield. It's Smith. Still on his feet at the 45. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
The Wolverines didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. He'll step out of bounds at the 11.
And that would be the definition of first down success, putting yourself in a good position. It's second and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Operating in the red zone here on second down.
Slap.
He'll take it himself. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
First and goal, Michigan.
Ready, set.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Quick pass on the jet motion. Trying to get it in. Touchdown, Michigan! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
In the end zone.
I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
They are not ready for us.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it.
22.
Running to the left. Powers through the defender. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Second down.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions from go to 1 to 2 and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you could tell he did not have much time getting hit as he's trying to throw the football. You've got to protect your quarterback.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Finds his big tight end. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
Of 13. Coming up, 4th down.
They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you have a prominent jawline and an urgent resolve. They'll go for it. The option look. He'll pitch it. There he goes. He's at the touchdown Bulldogs. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
Bulldogs.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he puts through the extra point. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty.
This one away.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line.
Okay, break. Spider!
They go to the ground. The ball is out behind the line. Bounced right back to them. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call.
Okay,
The drive continues after that fumble scare sent the offensive coordinator's blood pressure into orbit. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got it in the middle, it's Robinson. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerbach or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
They're working that left side. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
Tackle is made at the 37. First down for the offense.
They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. Looking downfield on first down. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat lines. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So first down here as they go back to work.
Cooler 18! Cooler 18! Burger! Trick 9!
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. How about that elusiveness? He's got space. Racing down the left side. Touchdown, Georgia! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Number 29.
With that last one, he's now up to 90 career rushing touchdowns.
Man, that is crazy to think about. To be that durable at the running back spot, to be in the lineup, running with juice, running with energy, 90 touchdowns is so crazy. What a career for this guy.
It's just so easy to be desensitized to it because we've watched this guy do it all throughout his career. But let's just take a moment and pause and appreciate the greatness that is 90 touchdown runs.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. And the Wolverines want to pick up the tempo. They'll try to get outside. He works his way across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41.
When you're running up the middle, you got so many big boys on the inside. When you run this toss out wide, it's nice because you get away from all the beef. You get to get on the perimeter, make some of those little guys make some tackles out wide. The running back really appreciates when you give him some tosses.
Looking to throw on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Defense there to get him out of bounds as he gets it down to the 48.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
The Wolverines have this offense rolling. Wants to go up top on first down. Using the quick game. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The deeper into the season we get, the more they win, the greater their confidence that they can finish strong here in the Big 12.
Heck yeah, Reese. The bigger the expectations get, the bigger the consequences get for every single game. So you know this league is tough. You know there's always a lot of points scored. You know there's playoff implications possibly down the road. So this team's got to continue to stay on course and continue to do what they've been doing.
No doubt about it. All their goals still out ahead of them right now in play. The thing they've been really good at doing outside of just being a talented football team.
Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
And the Wolverines will line it up on 1st and 10. Touch pass on the run. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
He's tackled.
You want to talk about building a drive around a guy, first on the ground and now using him in the passing game.
And you get so much bang for your buck because you can split him out wide. You can fake it to him and then throw it. This is the guy that really stretches the field and makes you decide how you want to defend him. A linebacker, a safety, whatever it is, it's usually not good enough when he's receiving the ball in the backfield.
Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
He's going for the goal line. And the defense makes the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 2.
Near the 2-yard
And with the
line.
stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Okay, break.
A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. A run for the quarterback. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop.
And goal.
I know it's early, but you're down by a lot of points. You've got to go for it here on 4th down, David. I'm finding my best player offensively and giving him a shot.
And what you said is all the difference in the world. I'm already down a lot early. I got to make some things happen. This is a situation to get a touchdown. I'm going for it.
Okay,
This
ready?
is a really big play for both teams. 4th and goal from the 2. Quarterback keeper. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Michigan. Number
How
12.
nice is it on offense to have a quarterback with that kind of athleticism? Your playbook is so much more open when you get in 4th and goal situations just like that. You could call a pass play, and if it's not open, he can get you out of trouble with his legs. Nice job running that one in for a TD.
21. Michigan. 14.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half.
414 satellite. 414 satellite. 180.
They'll run it. Shakes off the defender. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Setting up the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long.
4 face paint. 4 to the line. Ready.
Might be
up.
calling a hot route.
180 up.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. The quick out. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46.
At the 46.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on 3rd down and in the red zone. For this defense giving up a 3rd down like that, that is just a gut
27
punch.
jump.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Turning it on. He's at the touchdown, Dogs. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Georgia.
And this dude has been a problem today. Almost 200 yards rushing, rips off another long run. He has been impossible to stop. They've featured him, and Palmer, I would continue to feature him.
Yeah, I would too, David. I think he's the definition of a running back that gets better as the game goes on. The more and more you give him the football, he just seems to get stronger. He seems to get faster. People do not want to tackle this guy for 60 minutes. He is putting on a show.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Caught over the middle. It's Roberts. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. Under fire. Grabbed over the middle. It's Ingram. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
At the 34. Third down coming.
Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. The dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on third down. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, third and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. Third downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. Wants to go up top. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the first half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead. But with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they've put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points.
Oh, he smashes his way through again.
You know, in the modern era of college football, with everybody throwing it, it becomes harder and harder for running backs to put up big-time numbers. With that last carry, though, this guy's got 1,000 yards rushing on the season.
Now inside the 20, 1st and 10 from the 18. Right back to the well. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
At the 14-yard line.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
221 wing, 221 wing. Let's go. Let's set up.
They'll run the option. Boom. He'll toss it. Got enough space. Touchdown, Bulldogs. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Returner goes out of bounds.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25.
Down.
They'll start this drive going to the air. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
And that's a big shot, and that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative ways to push this ball down the field and get this offense in a flow.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Looking downfield very late in the half. Makes the catch. It's Smith. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on 3rd down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And then all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
This offense is completely confident in their ability to get 1 yard. They'll go for it on 4th down. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half.
Timeout, Michigan.
So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. No good. After the missed field goal, still down by 21 points, guys. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
14.
The Dogs will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17.
Will take over. 1st and 10.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They start this 3rd quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive, Reese. Like, this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively. And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So buckle up, get your mind right, and get ready to come back in this game.
And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
Fights off a defender. They drag him down behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that hasn't happened very often. He has had a tremendous night.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like, that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Uncorks one. Finds a man in the middle. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense.
Football 7. Football 7. Fly trumpet.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Only a short gain on that run. Defense played it well.
At the 6-yard line. Brings up second and goal.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6.
Down. Set, go.
On the option. Quick toss. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Brings up third.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on third down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing, especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play uptight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
The ball carrier.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Brings up
Yeah, and on third and goal, they're saying, hey, we're still going to try to power this football and run it. Obviously haven't had success. Now getting to fourth and goal. Now it's a situation, do I kick the field goal? Do I feel comfortable running the football? Or do I need to throw this thing?
Hit as he throws, and the ball goes right to the ground, incomplete.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. He'll try to do it himself. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. They'll try the left side.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
Tackled on the play at the 23. Good enough for a first down.
Okay,
It's first down from their own 23-yard line.
Cobra.
Wants to throw on first down. Here comes the heat. QB got it himself. Ripping through the defense. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a first down.
And first down.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing them. Defensive linemen, those big old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch him because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
Finds his back in the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
The Wolverines with the 1st and 10.
Slab.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Green 25.
Motion from the wideout.
Ready, go.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And it's his 4th interception of the game. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Well, coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
Showing the arm strength to the left. Pulls it in down the sideline. There he goes. He's at the touchdown, Georgia. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Number 17.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup this week in the ACC, fellas. Penn State is getting blitzed right now in Beaver Stadium in front of that super loyal fan base. Loyal, but my goodness, that's being tested today. They're trailing by 14 to Nebraska. Never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back if anything develops you should know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll get this drive going from the 17.
Here we go.
To the air on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the left. He'll be dragged down right at the 19-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offense approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
Now facing a 3rd and long.
Cornhole, 88. Cornhole, ready up.
He wants to change this route.
Trail. Set up.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. It's complete to the right. He works his way to the 35-yard line, but that's not enough to move the chains, and now a decision to be made on 4th down.
I know that was 3rd down, and I know the quarterback's trying to be careful. You don't want to be too greedy, but he had guys open downfield. I think if he had been a little bit more patient and been a little bit more willing to let the play develop, I think he could have converted that with a throw vertically down the field. Instead, he got...
Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down.
Hey, I got to be honest. I don't know if the defense was expecting that type of throw on 4th down. It looked like they were all huddled close to the line of scrimmage, looking for something in the quick game, but instead the quarterback takes a shot vertically down the field and catches the defense off guard.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Going for 6. And that one was way too far for anybody to catch, except ticket holders. This should be the last play of the quarter.
Darts! Brass!
Handoff from the shotgun. Breaks the tackle. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. After swapping ends of the field, that gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. They'll go to the ground. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. Georgia heads to the line with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Georgia.
Cooler 18! Cooler 18!
They'll try to get it in with the run. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs! And they take it in for 6 more points. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Returner goes out of bounds.
So here comes the Michigan offense. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this ball game.
Yeah, and this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's later in the 4th quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but we're down by a lot.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Finds his man. It's Roberts.
The 2nd down pass.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch to these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
Fires to the right. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. 1 touchdown pass. That's a little bit surprising. You thought maybe they'd have more in this game.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. The incomplete pass ends a frustrating series, and they turn it over on downs.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
Looking for a crease to the left. This time stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and they're probably saying, finally, what a night he's had. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13.
Military stun!
He might want another play. Gonna sling it on 2nd down. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off. Now they've got a little breathing room after that score, and a Week 6 victory is in the offing, it appears.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the 4th quarter.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. There's a lot of pressure when you have that number 1 beside your name, and perhaps it was the pressure, perhaps it was just one of those days, but that reign is coming to an end.
Hey, it's just been frustrating to watch the inconsistency of this guy at QB, man. You've got to be able to stay in rhythm in an offense and stay ahead of schedule. And he's had a moment and he threw a touchdown pass, but more consistency, more finding the open guys, delivering it to them, and keeping this offense on schedule.
Caught close to the marker, it's Robinson. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
Let's go. We got some life. We made a big play, something to build off of. We need a lot of points, and we need them quickly. Time's running out. We're trailing big in this ball game.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
And he throws yet another interception. Does he know which colored jerseys they're wearing? And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback. And DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
They'll give it to the back. This time, they stop him in the backfield, and that has been a rare sight in this game tonight. Lost 5 on that first play, and now it's 2nd and 15. Wants to adjust the pattern. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Throws to the tight end. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it, and what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
Great coverage, great break on the ball. Had a chance to really make a big play and maybe even take that thing back to the house. But you got to secure the catch. We like to hit people more than we like to.
He lets it fly. He's got it inside the 25. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the 4th quarter. They're letting their guys go play the entire.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Georgia! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Number 29.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
14. Returner goes out of bounds.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. We've certainly seen better performances from this group. You have to hope that they'll grow from this, but this is going to be one that they're going to kick themselves over for a while. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him, weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long.
Jackrabbit.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got his man on the outside. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37.
And after that long completion for the 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
Here's the pressure. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Now 3rd and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Got it in the middle. It's Robinson. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down.
Pickup of 15.
And the Wolverines want to crank the tempo. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. He's got it. 1st down and more. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44. The Wolverines are on the move. Toss sweep to the right. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. Here comes the hurry up. Back to pass on 2nd down. Looking to scramble. He makes a catch. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. And with that one, he's now over 3 bills for the game.
And there's 2 reasons why, Reese. He's made good decisions, and he's been accurate throwing the football all game long.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. To the air on 2nd down. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running.
Razor!
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Makes the catch. It's Roberts. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on 4th.
I think after failing on the 4th down, guys, you look at the scoreboard, you look at how much time is left. I think they're going to lose this football game. This coaching staff is going to have to dig deep and try to find ways to get this team better.
Breaks into the open. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. Inside the 30. Past the 10. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
Returner goes out of bounds.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line.
Let's go! 43 at the mic, boys, 43.
Looking to throw on 1st down. And they took a shot on that one but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Unloads to the wideout. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Rushes on him. Makes the grab. It's Robinson. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
No gain on the play.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
And I get it. That's for pride's sake. This game's over. Like, I know you're down and you try to mount drives, and sometimes you even try to get young guys in the game at this point. But now you're just fighting for pride and just letting them try not to get any more points on the scoreboard.
The give on the option. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
2nd down coming up.
Well, the defense finally gets a stop there, but a big reason why they've got the lead right now is because of this dude toting the rock. And, David, it just seems like he's been getting better as the game's gone on.
Yeah, and the defense all night, no answers. I mean, he's just...
And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. This is an absolute blowout.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point was good to finish things off. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead.
Return goes out of bounds.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25.
Acorn, easy.
They'll start this drive going to the air. Fires to the middle. Nearly another interception. It'll be 2nd down.
At this point of the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here, because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? After the incompletion, they go back up top. Interception, and things are going from bad to worse. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
From the gun, the running back has it. Slips one guy, and now he's loose. And how much running room have they been able to find just all day? They are piling up unbelievable rushing stats.
Good enough for a 1st down.
And after this play, the cake will be baked.
Form.
They'll ride the hot hand. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he takes it in on the final play of the game. You play through the echo of the whistle, and they did that with the ceiling touchdown.
Well, I think the coaching staff and fans knew that this guy